Okay, so this isn't just a shelf I threw together to hold some pots. Every tier here actually gets a different amount of sun on purpose. And no, the colors aren't random either. Let me show you what I mean. Before any of this went near the terrace, I laid it all out on the driveway first, just to see if it'd even work. 20 blocks, 6 wooden planks, no mortar, no fixings, literally just stacked. And this is actually where I worked out the staggering. Not because it looks nice, though, yeah, it does, but because of the light. Those block towers throw shade at different times of day, depending how tall they are. So where I put each shelf basically decides what can grow there. Right, so once I was happy with the layout, it went up against the wall, out of the way, where it's actually going to live. This bottom shelf, closest to the wall, that's getting shade most of the afternoon. So that's where my shade-needing plants will end up. But the tiers that step out further and sit a bit higher, sun basically all day. That's where they go. Same structure, completely different microclimates, just from how it's staggered. And the color? That wasn't an afterthought either. My terrace is already white walls, warm wood tones everywhere. So I stained the timber to actually sit with that. If this is going to be there permanently, it needs to look great and not like I just dumped some blocks against the wall. Every extra tier needed its own block columns underneath, so nothing's resting on wood that isn't actually supported. Once the wood had dried, it all went back on, and I just kept building up, tier by tier, each one stepping out a bit further than the one below. That's the whole trick really. That staggers what lets light reach the back of every shelf, not just whatever sat at the front. And honestly, this bit was my favorite part, actually placing everything by what it needs, instead of just cramming plants in wherever there's a gap. Anything that sulks in strong afternoon sun went down into the shadier tier. Anything that loves sun or gets leggy without enough light went right up top, out front. So, yeah, this is where it ended up. It's not just somewhere to dump pots, it's actually doing some of the plant care thinking for me. And it looks like it's meant to be there, not bolted on as an afterthought. If your terrace gets light unevenly, and let's be honest, most do, staggering your shelving to match it is worth more than just buying more pots. Full materials list is on the site and linked below. See you in the next one.